At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the model high school Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You look exhausted.
Dude, my to-do list got the best of me. I finally sharpened the blade, trimmed the yard, raked the leaves, and then I mowed.
Yeah, me too.
Get out. You're not even breaking a sweat.
I know. My grasshopper trimmed around the yard, power vac the leaves, and then mowed. I did all of it without leaving my seat.
I gotta get a grasshopper.
Finish fall cleanup and be ready for winter with a grasshopper mower.
Here we go again.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
we're gonna take care of you.
If you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Hola. Hold up. Hold up.
High school basketball coverage begins now. This broadcast is produced by Northwest Georgia Media and WLAQ Radio. Coverage is also provided on the Southeast Sports Network. You're watching high school basketball action.
They are scoring. They're averaging 71.2 points a game, allowing just 50. And they have been red hot offensively in most games that they played this year. They can score the basketball.
Yeah, and part of that is we didn't see him against Pepper, but Shaden Woodley, I'm completely unconfirmed on this, but from what I last heard, he was averaging something around 20, 25 maybe. They may have gone down since I last checked, but that was the last time I heard. But nevertheless, he's an explosive scorer. He's kind of what makes this engine go. He's going to find his shots one way or another. So this model offense is hot, highly hot, and then get hot at times. They play a whole lot different than we're used to. You know, we saw with Chase Allen, Noah Travis. They're going to score, but they don't score in bunches as this model team does. So, you know, hopefully we see another another explosive offense. They're certainly fun to watch.
Well, meanwhile, Sonoraville comes into the basketball game, as we mentioned, 5-10. They are averaging 48.7 points a game, giving up around 57.4. They lost their last game. That was to Ringgold earlier in the week. They were down 18-10 after the first quarter, and Ringgold never looked back. Won the game 57-36. In that game, one player got into double digits for Sonoraville, and that would be Clay Worley, a senior. He picked up 15 points, including a couple of made threes. They did have a couple other guys that chipped in on the scoring. Beatty Tourette, who picked up 9 points in the game, 5 points for Roland Smith, and a few other guys with points here and there. But overall, they're going to have their hands full, I suspect, with this Model basketball team. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, Model in this game playing up a classification out of Region 6, Class A Division I, playing a team out of 7 AA. And there's some history between these two programs, and we're going to talk about that as we go along throughout the basketball game. Nathan Patterson sent me a few notes that he picked up from some people that he knows in the Model community about some relationships between these two schools, and that's one of the reasons why this ends up on the schedule. We're going to explain that in a little bit more detail as we go along and have more time throughout the broadcast. But right now we're going to give you the starting lineups for the game, and then we're going to get things rolling for our nightcap in the gymnasium here at Woodard Gymnasium. And we're going to start with the Sonoraville Phoenix. And last year they were a 9-18 team. They were 5-11 in region play, made it to the first round of the playoffs. And we'll give you the starting five for them, and then also for Model. And we'll get things rolling inside the gym here on the campus of Model High School. The home of the Blue Devils is the scene tonight for a great matchup between the Model Blue Devils and the Sonoraville Phoenix. We're going to start with number 0, Chaz Pate, a senior, also the quarterback of the football team. Number 1, Braden Coates, he is a freshman in the starting lineup tonight. Number 2, Clay Worley, a senior, 6'3", we mentioned his 15 points in their loss to Ringgold earlier in the week. Number 5, or actually number 11, Beatty Tourette. And then rounding out the starting five here tonight for the Phoenix is going to be number 44, Tate Broom. Their head coach is Brent Mashburn. Now for the Model Blue Devils, let's give you the starting lineup for you guys. It's going to be number 10, John Mason, a senior in the starting lineup tonight for the Blue Devils. Also number 21, Bryson Denson, just a junior this year. Number 22, Bryson Bell, a senior. Number 25, after a one-game hiatus, number 25, Chaden Woodley, the sophomore, is back in the lineup tonight for the Blue Devils. And number 30, Dominic Fraley, the senior, rounds out the starting five. And the head coach of the Model Blue Devils is Jacob Travis. Of course, this team made it to the Sweet 16 last year, has had multiple Elite 8 finishes during his tenure. A few years ago, made it to the Final Four. Jacob Travis knows how to coach a basketball team, no question about it.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best people I've ever met. Certainly, he's given me a lot of advice, not just about basketball, but some other stuff. So credit to the Travis family; they've been influential to me. So
great folks, no question about it, and they bleed blue.
Of course, they're all Model grads. So
Dominic Fraley going to win the tip there for Model, gets it to John Mason, who keeps it in bounds. Across the timeline goes Bryson Denson, gives it up to Dominic Fraley. Now they kick it out right wing side. There's Mason for 3, misses the shot, tracks down his own long rebound though, sends it back over and trying to get it to Denson or Woodley. Ball is going to be stolen away, and the Phoenix will bring it back the other way. Coates with it, now going to send it to the near side, now inside to a cutting Pate. Pate into the lane, going to fire it underneath. Nice backdoor cut right there, but couldn't get the finish. Could Coates. One and done trip. Here's Fraley, the one-hand flush. Knocks it down and sends the crowd into an absolute frenzy in the first minute of the contest for the first points, and it's on a one-hand jam.
That's an electric start to this game. Maybe we'll see another one right here.
Turnover, here comes Denson with the layup, knocks it down, and the Model Blue Devils are up 4-0 in the blink of an eye.
And we said it again, this offense could score in bunches, and this is one way to get some momentum going. One-hand flush on one hand and a turnover on the other.
And that's going to be a turnover on Sonoraville, so the ball is coming back to the Blue Devils. who have the hot hand right now, all the momentum on their side. Head coach for Sonoraville, we mentioned, is Brent Mashburn. He's also Sonoraville AD, along with being the head boys coach. He played college basketball with Jacob Travis over at Reinhardt. So there's one connection for you that we'll give you.
There's a lot. We mentioned the pregame. There's a lot of them. There's
a lot
more
of
than
them.
I expected.
A lot of them. Appreciate Nathan Patterson giving us the information. Ball is going to be picked off. Here's Woodley and the two-hand jam. Oh my goodness. Absolutely punishing the rim here early in the game are the model Blue Devils. Here come the Phoenix on the other end. They'll get their first bucket courtesy of Worley on the layup. 6-2, Model leads it. Here's Denson with the layup attempt, misses the shot, and the ball rolls out of bounds.
You couldn't ask for a more explosive start. If you're Coach Travis, you just look at these two flushes. This is a way to get some excitement in the gym. Obviously, 2 points is 2 points, but wait, you get this crowd into it, get some momentum rolling. Golly.
Circus shot there from Bryson Denson, takes a pretty hard foul, so we're going to see Denson go into the free throw line for the first free throw shots of the basketball game. Gets the crowd worked up, gets the broadcasters worked up too. I know that one of the things that people get a lot excited about in the modern game of basketball is the three-point shot. But for me, it's always the dunk, man. That's the thing that really gets me going. Don't get me wrong, I like some good shooting, some good pure shooting too, but love me some slam dunks. So the first free throw was made by Denson, gets ready for a second free throw. Shot on the way, and it is going to rattle through. So the score moves to 8-2 in favor of Model, who have made a statement above the rim early in this basketball game. 2 times. All right, inbound pass is going to come from Coates as the Phoenix work it up the floor. Nice cut underneath and score by Worley, who's picked up a quick 4 points, and that cuts it to a 4-point game here. Denson across the timeline for the Blue Devils, backs up, sets up the half-court offense, trying to work around a screen from Dominic Fraley. And I tell you, a player that has really developed going from last season to this season, Dominic Fraley, he looks like a different dude.
Yeah, he's a whole lot more aggressive last season. There were points in time, you know, even talking to some of the players, some of my friends, sometimes look kind of, you not really know what to do, and now he has a full-flown role, and it's been good to watch him go. Very assertive throughout the season. Shot up from Woodley is through. He gets his second bucket, and Model leads at 10-4, up by 6. Phoenix going to work it back the other way. Across the timeline goes Coates, fires it right wing side. They got it to the guy with a hot hand, but he missed the shot. Worley with a rare miss early in this contest. Here are the Blue Devils on the other end up top. Denson drives in, Euro step, hung on the rim a moment, fell off, and now Denson going back to the free throw line.
You got to love how aggressive this Model team has been playing. They work inside out. They certainly have some good shooters, and John Mason, he's made a few threes these past few games, so he has confidence in his shot. So the inside game, or the outside game is expansion of the inside game, so it'll be fun to see how much this team's going to score in this game, because right now they're hot and doesn't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down.
I agree with you 100%. There, Grayson, 3 made free throws in a row for Denson. He's already racked up 5 points, and we're barely, well, not even 3 minutes into the game. Next free throw is through. That is 4 in a row. I love dunks. I love good outside shooting, but man, it makes everybody happy when things are going well from the charity stripe.
It's kind of like basketball.
Big time block by Dominic Fraley as Clay Worley was going up. Knocked it out of bounds. But now Sonoraville will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. That was a big time block. Inbound pass to Worley, puts up the 3. That's high off the back rim. Woodley leaps up, grabs the rebound, drives towards the other side, goes to work inside. Tries to lay it in, misses the shot, but draws the contact. So we're going to see Woodley at the free throw line for the first time tonight. So Chatham Woodley with some very bright, colorful shoes tonight. They are involving some bright yellow and pink. I like those. What are those? I don't know how to identify the
those are like
latest shoes.
Jaws, I think. John Morant, yeah, he has his own.
Gotcha.
He has his own shoe line now. I'm like 90% sure those are Jaws, but
Made the first free throw, gets ready for a second. I think I saw a report that that Memphis is open to making a move with Ja.
yeah, if you were to ask me that like 3 years ago, I'd say no way. But Trae Young just got traded to the Wizards, which he was Atlanta's diamond for a little bit. So interesting to see that.
And took too long to get it across there for the Sonoraville Phoenix, so it's coming back to the Blue Devils here, who lead it 13-4 with 4:39 left to go in the first quarter of the ball game. John Mason surveys the floor, sends it to the backcourt, gets it to Bryson Denson, who's going to bring it across the midcourt stripe. Now dribbles towards the left wing side. Sends it back up top to Bell, right wing side to Chaden Woodley. He starts to go to work immediately towards the baseline, feeds it back out. Here's John Mason at the top of the key. Now Bryson Denson on to Bryson Bell. Bell with it, feeds it across to John Mason, fires it across to the near side, gets it to Denson. Denson, the lob underneath to Woodley, works baseline, keeps it in bounds, fires it back up top to Bryson Bell, who wants to work inside, puts up the little runner, misses the shot. Rebound is going to go to Sonoraville, pass to Worley. That's who they want to get the ball to. He scores, and I believe will be going to the free throw line.
Worley, correct me if I'm wrong, has all their points right now.
He does, 6 points.
So the offense is certainly going through him right now. Obviously has a hot hand for what it's worth. Model's thrashing right now. But it looks like he's going to have to be what keeps this offense going and keeps him hanging in there.
This is his first free throw attempt and fails to convert the three-point play. Under 4 minutes to go now in the first quarter. Denson driving in with a nice move to the bucket and finish.
Nice hesitation there at the top, and nobody crashed down. Just a wide open layup there for Denson. That's what he's best at.
A heave underneath, trying to get it to the baseline and an open man, and it was too strong. Sails out of bounds on Sonoraville, so it's coming back to the Blue Devils. We've seen two monster jams already in this game. One from Dominic Fraley and the other from Chaden Woodley, who missed a game earlier this week and is now back in the lineup tonight. Denson's got it, goes up top to Harrell, who's at the high post. Now right wing side, they're going to go to Denson. Denson at the elbow, sends it left wing side to Bell. Open three, misses the shot. Harrell trying to track down the rebound. Battle ensues for it. John Mason nearly came out with it, but that's going to be a whistle against the Blue Devils on a push.
John Mason playing really aggressive right now. You love the intensity, but 2 fouls to start the game, got to go to the bench. So, calm him down a little bit. Just let him kind of get out of the game for a second, just to keep those, prevent from getting fouls. And Brenton Bell's a good person to go to off the bench here for Model, and especially Tyler Harrell.
Pass underneath, nobody was able to pick him up, and so scoring is going to be Owen Shipley, his first bucket of the game, and that cuts it to a 7-point game, 15-8. Model on top, almost at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter of the ball game. Bell, Brenton with it in the corner, now back up top to a wide open Denson for three. That hammers off the back of the rim. Now Woodley takes the tap pass, puts up the three, misses the shot. It was a great feed there by Bryson Bell. Here's Woodley breaking baseline, drives between two defenders and scores. That'll hurt your feelings on the defense.
Oh yeah, just what a great finish there for Woodley. And this is what him and Bryson Denson are amazing at, finishing through traffic. And it's hard to stop a team when you have guys that can finish through anything and aren't afraid to take those kind of shots.
Isn't that the truth? Man, Model up 17-8, 2:28 left to go. We've mentioned that this Blue Devils team has been able to generate a lot of offense so far this season, averaging over 70 points a game. Long range shot on the other side, missed by Sonoraville. Model gets the ball. Here's Chaden Woodley. He's going to lob it underneath to Denson, cutting towards the basket, shoots, misses. But once again, Denson is going to have another trip to the free throw line, and Grayson, I don't want to jinx him, but it is what it is. He's 4 of 4 from the charity stripe with 2 more attempts coming up. So Bryson Denson at the line, 2:15 left to go in the first quarter. Can create some more separation by making some more free throws, and he does. He makes the first one. And one more coming up, as that is the 5th in a row made by Bryson. Bryson, playing in his junior year, has been a contributor to this model team since a freshman. And watching him grow over the last few years and the player he is today has been a delight. Misses the second shot. Ball knocked loose. Denson with another look and knocks it through. It's been the Bryson Denson show much of this first quarter, even though you've had a couple other guys chipping in, obviously, with Chaden Woodley picking up 7 points, but been a lot of Denson in the quarter. Right now, Sonoraville with it on the left wing side, working it back up to the top of the perimeter. And shot up and in. That is going to be Shipley, as they're able to penetrate and get some points. Cuts it back to a 10-point game.
Just a little bit too much contact there on the pass. And
going to see Chaden Woodley going to the free throw line for the second time tonight here early in this contest. He's 1 of 2, shooting 50% from the line. We only talk math early in the contest. But we might do better with that because we've got Grayson Atkins. You're pretty good at math, aren't you?
Well, kind of, but not really. If you looked at my AP Calculus AP exam score, you'd probably say, no, I'm pretty bad at math, but I mean, it just depends on who you ask. I'm probably better at writing and whatnot.
Second free throw for Woodley is good. Missed the first, made the second, and Model leads it by 11. 21-10, 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. Across the timeline goes Sonoraville. Going to bounce pass to the right wing side. Now they'll feed it to the free throw line from the elbow. Shot is going to be blocked. Bryson Denson's got the ball and gets fouled immediately.
Sonoraville's putting a lot of pressure on the ball, no matter where they're at, and they trap right there, just a little bit too aggressive with the hands there. And Sonoraville, you at some point you got to stop the bleeding, because now you're in the bonus, even though there's only a minute left, minute 30 left in the game. You know, you're sending guys at free throw line. That's just free points.
And it rattles in. You got a good free throw shooter at the free throw line who's had the hot hand tonight. And Bryson Denson, he's got another one coming up after making the first. So Denson goes through his routine, puts up another free throw. That one rattles around the rim and out. A rare miss from the stripe for Denson. And now Sonoraville comes back after getting the rebound, shoots from the free throw line and misses. A one and done trip. Not a lot of second chance opportunities here for Sonoraville, as Model doing a good job crashing the boards. Here is Chaden Woodley, baseline reverse layup goes in. Highlight reel kind of stuff for Woodley.
Yeah, once again, I will keep on saying it, man. These Model guards, Denson and Woodley, thrive at finishing underneath the basket. You're going to have to slow them down if you want any chance of getting back in this ball game.
Worley misses on the other end. Bell has got the ball, and they go on the baseline and turn it over.
I thought he established himself back in bounds. We'll get a little replay of this.
We're getting the reverse layup right there on the replay on the video.
Yeah, that's a good shot. That's
yeah,
a good shot too.
I was happy to get a second look at that. But
yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought he reestablished himself back in bounds.
So Model is now going to inbound the basketball as they've had a second thought about that and reversed the call. And right now, one of the officials having a conversation with Coach Mashburn, giving a little additional explanation there. So we'll get ready for Denson to inbound the basketball. On the floor right now for Model, you've had some subs, so we'll go ahead and give you a floor check. But you've got Denson, Brenton Bell. You've got Zach Nichols out there now, as well as Tyler Harrell and Chaden Woodley. So Jacob Travis keeping some fresh legs out on the floor at all times here for the Blue Devils. And he's able to do that. He's got a pretty deep bench this year. Kick out, they send it left wing side. There's Woodley for three, misses the shot, but gets fouled. So he's got 3 free throws coming up.
Man, Sonoraville's kind of really, I said it a few seconds ago, but they're really kicking themselves in the foot with these fouls. They're way above the foul limit. It seems like they were already at 5, like 3 fouls ago. But you know, at some point you kind of have to step back and not be as aggressive, and try to just affect the shot and try to affect the pass, not just trying to reach in and go directly towards contact or the ball.
First free throw is through. Chaden Woodley with 2 more coming up here, and Model with a 15-point, 25-10 lead. Second shot on the way, and that one is through as well. Let's see if he can make all 3 of them here and make it 4 in a row.
An announcer jinx. We sure hope it's not an announcer jinx.
Yeah, we do. Never want to do that. So Woodley with 1 more coming up, and he knocks it down.
No announcer jinx.
Nope. 3 in a row on that trip, and that makes it 4 in a row overall, and Model out to a 27-10, 17-point lead.
And you really like, sorry to interrupt that thought.
You're good, man. Go ahead.
But you like the Model's rolling 9 deep right now. Only 1 starter in the game. You have Hickman and Nichols, or just some rotation guys that may not see action at the beginning of the game, but now Coach Travis rolling in guys that get to see some early action.
Long 3 ball going to be missed. Rebound picked up by Bryson Denson. He'll clear out, send it to Brenton Bell. Now to the left wing side to Hickman. Back up top to Denson. Nichols sends it right wing side to Brenton Bell. Now on to Denson. Spin move, goes to work. Fires it underneath to Harrell, and he knocks it down right before the buzzer. Oh, my goodness. What a great sequence there. We're going to get another look at that, I presume, on the replay here in just a couple of moments. No, not right now, but nonetheless, Model's going to lead it after 1 by a score of 29-10 over the Sonoraville Phoenix. Let's send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back for the second quarter after that. Scoring for the Blue Devils in the first quarter. They lead at 29-10 over the Sonoraville Phoenix. 13 points for Chaden Woodley, 12 for Bryson Denson. It's been the Woodley and Denson show as far as the offensive production, but a great team effort from everybody that's made it on the floor for the Blue Devils. Sonoraville going to be stripped. John Mason came out with the ball. Here's Chaden Woodley, drives into the lane, puts it up in traffic, and the ball is now loose. It's going to roll into the backcourt, and that's going to be a violation against the Blue Devils. Blue Devils fans felt like it was touched by Sonoraville, but it's going to be in the Sonoraville Phoenix's hands right now. Jacob Travis pleading the case, but nonetheless Sonoraville inbounds the ball, and they have the basketball right at the free throw line. They kick it out to the right wing side. Now back up top, going to drive towards the elbow, puts up the shot, misses, and a whistle and a foul. I think they say that's on the floor.
And if that's on who I think it is, yeah, if it's on John Mason, that's 3 right there.
That happened quickly. So to your point, Brenton Bell's going to check in for John Mason, who now has 3 personal fouls on him, and we're not even a minute into the second quarter. Crisp pass out to the perimeter here for the Phoenix. Right now dribbling with the ball is going to be Sampson. Now back around, they get it over to Coates. Coates back to Sampson. Sampson on the near side. They want to shoot from the elbow there, and he knocks one down. That was Jacob Hood. Fire underneath there from Woodley down to Fraley. He spins around, knocks the defender over, and scores.
I think that's a good no call right there. Both guys are really aggressive. Maybe a flop down there. Just a good little drop step there from Fraley.
Kick out, no look there from three-point land. So some more ball movement here from Sonoraville. They shoot from the elbow. They've liked that spot here throughout the contest. Here's Chaden Woodley with a wide open 3 attempt, misses the shot. Long rebound picked up by Fraley. They get it to Denson. He'll dribble back between the circles and reset the half-court offense here for the Blue Devils, who lead at 31-12. Back up top to Denson. Denson into the lane. Euro steps, puts it up, misses, but gets to the free throw line. Bryson was 6 of 7 from the charity stripe in the first quarter of the basketball game. He has spent a better part of the early part of this evening at the free throw line tonight.
And that's what Sonoraville gets for playing a little aggressive on the inside. Obviously, you want to contest, but sometimes things just don't go your way when you're contesting a shot inside, and Models made him pay for it. I mean, it is what it is.
Bryson Denson makes the first free throw, gets ready for a second here in just a couple of moments, goes through his routine and knocks down yet another one to make it a 33-12 game with 6:18 left to go in the first half. Bringing it up the floor for Sonoraville is going to be Sampson. He will kick it out to the left wing side. Here's a long 3, and that goes off the back of the rim. Rebound battled for, and we are going to have a traveling call that goes against Chaz Pate and Sonoraville, so the Blue Devils are getting the ball back.
We're going to see if Sonoraville switches things up here. They've kind of been getting diced in man, but they're playing really aggressive, so you'd like to see the aggressiveness, but things just aren't really working right now for Sonoraville.
Brenton Bell with it on the left wing side for the Blue Devils, sends it up top to Chaden Woodley, goes inside, loses the handle. Fraley kicks out. Bryson Bell for 3 and knocks it down. That's the first made 3 of the game for the Blue Devils, but I would imagine it won't be the last, especially if Bryson Bell gets hot. Here's the shot, misses. Rebound picked up by Brenton Bell. Sends it to Bryson Bell, now underneath after a pass from Woodley to Dominic Fraley. He gets fouled. We're going to see Fraley at the stripe.
That was a hard foul there from, I believe that was Pate. It was a really hard foul. And once again, it's a story of the second half so far. Model living at the free throw line, making Sonoraville pay for their mistakes.
First shot is through. First free throw is a make there for Dominic Fraley, the senior, who gets ready for another one in just a moment. Right now, Model leads at 37-12. We've got 5:24 left to go here in the first half of play. Second shot from Fraley. That one is also good. Free throw shooting tonight, stellar from the Model Blue Devils. Sonoraville across the timeline. They're going to work it from the free throw line. Little runner, that is going to be missed. Battle for the rebound ensues, and the ball's knocked out of bounds by Sonoraville. It's coming back to the Blue Devils. So the Blue Devils will inbound the ball, bring it up. It's going to be Brenton Bell. He crosses over the timeline, sends it right wing side to Bryson Denson. Now to the left wing side to Brenton Bell. Inside cut there from Bryson Denson, sends it to Woodley, goes to work, puts up a wild shot, misses. That would have been a highlight reel shot had he made it, and he's going to the free throw line.
Looks like a foul on the initial contact. There's one foul, then there's another. And that may have not been a foul on 3, but I guess from my view initially it kind of looked like it. So once again, Model's going to get 3 points at the free throw line. You're going to have to stop being so hands-on and antsy if you're Sonoraville and kind of figure some things out.
Chaden Woodley misses the first free throw, gets ready for the second, and he knocks it down. So he now has 14 points in the ball game. So does Bryson Denson. So they're going back and forth in terms of who is the leading scorer of the ball game. But here's a long 3 on the other end, misses everything. Rebound picked up by the Blue Devils and get a little out of control on the other end. And they're going to say that it's out on out on Model, so it's coming back to the Sonoraville Phoenix. Oh, Blue Devils have got it off the inbound pass. Bryson Denson tries to bang it in. He gets fouled, so we're going to see free throws coming up.
That was a hard foul. That a little bit of, golly, that was really, really hard contact.
And right now the players are trying to get some moisture up off the floor. The question I have is this. You remember back in the day when you'd have the guy that would come out with the mop? Where's the mop guy?
You have
don't see that anymore.
You have the little kid guy.
He's got a rag or whatever, but they used to have, you know, the mops that they would bring out. And there's got to be a reason why that doesn't seem to be in existence any longer, but I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Where's the guy with the mop? Shot is going to be missed.
Talk to Strickland about that one, our house about that one, getting a mop.
And I'm not just talking about at Model. I'm just talking about in general. You don't see
college,
that at games.
In college, they do it.
They still do it?
Oh, yeah. The managers come out there and do it.
Second shot on the way, and that one's going to go in and out. So 2 misses there from the free throw line. It's the first time we've seen that tonight for anybody from the free throw line for Model. Right now, Sonoraville with the basketball trailing 39-12. We've got 4:30 left to go in the half. Bounce pass underneath. Shot is blocked by Dominic Fraley. Second monster block of the game for him.
That was a loud block, too. You can hear that from all the way up here through. I can hear it through you.
They need to check the air in the ball after that one. Nearly flattened it. Ball is going to be poked out of bounds there off the deflection by Chaden Woodley. And as many great things as Model's doing on the offensive side of the floor, they are absolutely suffocating Sonoraville on the defensive end as well.
They're forcing them to shoot a lot of contested shots. And some of the shots like the mid-range, especially in high school ball, some of those just aren't the best shots to take. But if you're Sonoraville, you're going to have to take what the defense gives you because you're not been able to find much.
Bounce pass, they kick it out. There's Worley, puts up the three, misses the shot. And the rebound's going to go to the Blue Devils. Bryson Bell came out with it. Chaden Woodley nearly has his pocket picked as a man came from behind and nearly knocked the ball away, but they retained possession. Woodley going to fire the three, and that one almost was a wedgie.
Well, you love saying that one.
I do. I'm a silly middle-aged man. What can I say? Bounce pass underneath, and the young man had cut a little bit too far, and the pass went behind him and out of bounds, so it's coming back to the Blue Devils. So a little miscommunication there on the offensive side of the floor for Sonoraville cost them as the ball ends up back in the hands of the Blue Devils. Britton Bell to Dominic Fraley. Fraley at the top of the key is going to leave it for Bryson Denson, who fires the three, goes in and out. Rebound goes to Sonoraville. They go underneath. There's Worley in traffic, misses the shot. Putback won't go, but there is a foul, and we're going to see Owen Shipley go into the free throw line here.
Yeah, just a little slap on the bicep there.
So Shipley at the free throw line here. This will be the second and third attempts from the stripe for Sonoraville. They missed the first one. Another one coming up here. And a sub coming into the game here for the Phoenix. That's going to be Sam Porch.
And aside from a few of those wide open shots there in the first quarter on the layup and from Clay Worley, it's been hard to find some buckets here in the second. So credit, we said it earlier, credit to the Model defense for really putting some pressure on these guys.
Porch missed the second free throw. Woodley on the other side misses the shot. Rebound's going to go to Sonoraville. So a one and done trip for the Blue Devils as we approach the 3-minute mark here of the second quarter. Sonoraville with the ball on the right wing side. They'll back up, now go to work. Going to send it up to the free throw line. Ball got knocked loose, and it's stolen away ultimately by Denson. Here is Woodley, and another one-hand flush on the other end. A transition bucket for the Blue Devils, and the fans are fired up all over again. That's the third monster dunk we've seen tonight, second for Woodley. We're going to have to keep a dunk count in this one. Here's a long-range three. That one's off the mark. Ball loose on the floor. It is going to be battled for and picked up by Sonoraville. Scoop shot off the glass by Worley is missed. And now Woodley's got on the left wing side. The heave over to a cutting Brenton Bell. He is knocked to the floor. Gets up very quickly. He's a tough kid.
He just kind of lost his balance there. Yeah, you can see that right ankle.
Twisted his ankle. So we're going to see Justin Finley, who's in off the bench for the Blue Devils, triggered in motion here for the Blue Devils. Bounce pass inside to Chaden Woodley, and he gets fouled on his way up. So we're going to see more Chaden Woodley free throw shooting here.
How many free throws do you have down for Model?
You know what, man? I'm going to have to do math on that at halftime because they have shot so many free throws.
They shot a lot.
That the math is going to escape me and the quick nature of it. So we'll get ready for Woodley to shoot a couple, but I'm going to do my best during the break at halftime to total that up because it's impressive. First shot is through, second shot on the way here from Woodley momentarily. But, you know, Model's got a 30-point, 42-12 lead, and to your point, Grayson, it's going to be interesting to see how much of that damage has been done from the free throw line because it's been a lot. They've been living at the charity stripe here in the first half. Second shot on the way for Woodley is going to go in and out. He gets his own rebound, though, and now fires up top to Denson. We're almost at the 2-minute mark here of the half. Here's a cutting Woodley, goes into the lane, bounces off a defender, puts it up, misses the shot. Ball kept in bounds. It goes to Harrell, up top to Denson. Denson going to back up, sends it over to Bryson Bell, feeds over to the right wing side. Cutting baseline is going to be Woodley, gives it to Harrell. Harrell posts up, shoots strong, but misses the shot, left it a little bit short.
And I feel like as much as Models had free throws, they've also missed a lot. So while it's already bad, Sonoraville's lucky they aren't down by a whole lot more because it feels like Models still missed a decent amount of free throws.
Inside they go. Worley's got the ball off the glass, left that one short. Tyler Harrell gets the rebound. Denson now to Finley on the right wing side, back to Denson. He'll start to work inside, puts it off the glass, hangs on the rim, and falls through. So 1:23 left to go in the game. Here's Worley with a reverse layup. What a move. That one will be in the highlight reel.
In a game that hasn't had much bright spot, Clay Worley has
Chaden Woodley on the other end, wide open three, knocks it down. His first made three of the game. He's doing it every which way in this one.
Oh, yeah, and as bad as this game's been for Sonoraville, as much as it's been a nightmare, Clay Worley has kind of been the bright spot for him. So props to him. He's kind of been the light in this little bad game here for Sonoraville.
Shot is missed from the elbow. Rebound picked up by the Model Blue Devils. We're under a minute to go. 45 seconds. There are 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Devils, so they can get it down to about 15 seconds if they want to hold possession of the ball. 35 seconds left to go here in the half. Denson now to Tyler Harrell at the high post. Now going to send it to the near side to Denson. Breaks baseline, fires it across, trying to get Bell open. He drives in, puts it off the glass. Strong move. A little too strong of a shot, and it rattles out. Now poked free by Bell on the other end. Finley with the basketball, drives in, and that is going to be a travel. It kind of got caught up between him and a Sonoraville player and forced him to travel, so it's coming back to the Phoenix. Shot clock off, 14.1 seconds left in the half. And so the Phoenix will inbound the ball. They're going to get it into Broom. And now they give it right back to Coates, who's going to bring it across the timeline. 8 seconds left in the half. And it looks like they're going to try to get the last look. Here's Broom, fires the three off the backboard, won't go. And that is the end of the first half as the Model Blue Devils take full charge of this basketball game and are going to lead it at halftime, 47-14. We'll send it back to the studio for 3 minutes. We'll be back with a halftime show after these messages.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You look exhausted.
Dude, my to-do list got the best of me. I finally sharpened the blade, trimmed the yard, raked the leaves, and then I mowed.
Yeah, me too.
Get out. You're not even breaking a sweat.
I know. My grasshopper trimmed around the yard, power vac the leaves, and then mowed. I did all of it without leaving my seat.
I gotta get a grasshopper.
Finish fall cleanup and be ready for winter with a grasshopper mower.
Here we go again.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
We're gonna take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the
And we are live inside Woodard Gymnasium on the campus of Model High School tonight, home of the Blue Devils, and it has been all Blue Devils in this contest between the Model Blue Devils and the Sonoraville Phoenix. Model up 47-14 at halftime, and one of the big numbers to look at here at halftime is involving the free throw attempts that you've seen from the Model Blue Devils. Grayson, you had asked me the question there towards the end
Give me an
of the
over-under.
first half. Are you ready to have the totals there? How many free throw attempts would you guess that the Blue Devils had in the first half?
So if I was a betting man, I'm going to say over 20.5.
There you go, man. They had 23 attempts from the free throw line. Now, how many would you think they made?
Ooh, they've missed a few. I'm going to have to go, let's say 17 or 18.
17. They made 7. That is pretty good. 17 of 23 free throws, if I did my math correctly. And making 8 of those was Bryson Denson. He was 8 of 11 from the free throw line there in the first half. 7 of 11 was Chaden Woodley, and then 2 of 2 was Dominic Fraley. So definitely a good night shooting free throws. That's a pretty good percentage there for the Model Blue Devils there at halftime from the charity stripe. So taking advantage of those opportunities given to them by Sonoraville. So Model leads at 47-14, and again, 17 of their 47 points came from the free throw line. Now, again, Model leads it here at halftime. 47-14 is your score. Here's how the scoring breaks down as far as individuals concerned. We'll start with the Sonoraville Phoenix. They picked up 2 points from Jacob Hood. They picked up 4 points from Owen Shipley and 8 from Clay Worley. Meanwhile, for the Model Blue Devils, they had 2 players in double digits. 3 points for Bryson Bell. They would have 6 points from Dominic Fraley, 2 points from Tyler Harrell. And then the 2 leading scorers in the game was 16 was Bryson Denson, and then Chaden Woodley would have 18 points there in the first half of the ball game. And then let's see, Dominic Fraley had a couple of dunks. Chaden Woodley had 1, or did I say that in reverse? I know there were 3.
So Chaden had 2.
Okay,
Dom
Chaden had 2,
1.
Dom had 1. I thought I said that backwards, but nonetheless, we saw 3 monster jams there in the first half of the game. So it was a great first half for the Model Blue Devils. They lead at 47-14. We're glad you're with us here at the campus of Model High School. I do want to track down the schedule for Model because we're going to have some more basketball coming up for you next week.
Temple on Tuesday, I know that.
That is correct, and we'll have the broadcast for you coming up on the video stream and also on the radio. And then also next week, this will be next Friday, the Model Blue Devils are hitting the road. They're going to Darlington to take on the Tigers in a rematch of a game that was really competitive for the most part in the Christmas tournament, and that has really become a rivalry in recent years in basketball.
It's definitely a rivalry. You know, even when I was there, even when I was friends with the players, that was a game they always circled on the calendar. It's just such an intense game. Like, both teams give it their all whenever they play. And it's interesting this year whenever they played in the Christmas tournament, there's no opportunity they could potentially, this is a completely hypothetical scenario, they will at least play 3 times. They could play a potential of 4 times throughout the season.
Wow.
So it's with the region championship, and then you have the 2 games that they've played in the region. Then you have the Christmas tournament. So there's a chance for 4 times there. So you could be having a whole lot of. We'll already see a lot of Darlington model action, but for 4 times, man, that I don't know how you could get enough of that.
Well, I don't think that there'll be any fans in either fan base complaining about having the opportunity to be in that kind of atmosphere and see that level of competition for sure. Well, we do need to take one more break. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll come back for the second half. Model leads at 47-14. We're back for the final half after a 3-minute break.
They call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride, and another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the model high school Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
Score there from the Blue Devils. Who knocked that down? I didn't catch it.
Pretty sure that was John Mason that knocked that one out. I could be totally wrong, but from my angle, it just looked like it. Maybe we can get a replay on that eventually, but we'll see.
All right, Sonoraville with the basketball. Now they're going to work it to the free throw line. Chaz Pate with it underneath. Going to be blocked. John Mason comes out with it. Bryson Denson has got the ball. He is across the timeline, fires it up top. Mason, right wing side, they go to Chaden Woodley. Up top to Bryson Bell, on to John on the left wing side. He works in front of the model bench. Going to try to get it to Bell. Ball is stolen away. Here comes Worley trying to work on Mason. Drives in and puts it up. That was a strong drive right there by Worley. So the Blue Devils come back the other way. Bryson Denson has got it. Now to Bell. Over to the left wing side. Long range three by Woodley. It's going to be missed. Fraley comes in and tries to get the rebound, but Worley comes out with it. Sonoraville, they work right to left, and he gets pushed out of bounds. They're going to call that one on Woodley.
See, I don't know about that one.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That just looks like he
kind of got tripped up, and I didn't think there was a lot of contact there. But either way, Sonoraville is going to inbound the basketball. They go to the left wing side for Broom. Now back up top. Fires the long range three. Left that one well short. Rebound's going to be taken by Chaden Woodley. And now John Mason's got it. They send it in the left wing side to Bryson Denson. Back up top to Woodley. Fires it up top. Right wing side to Bell. Now Denson going to go to work on Broom. Spins his way into the paint. Puts it up and misses the shot. But guess what? Bryson Denson is going back somewhere. He's been very comfortable throughout the game. The charity stripe. And we told you earlier that Bryson picked up 8 of 11 in the free throw line in the first half of the ball game. First free throw of the second half is going to be a make. So he's made 9 free throws so far in the game.
They're up by 33 right now. Sonoraville's down more, or 34 that is. Dang, Sonoraville's down more than Oregon is at halftime right now.
Second shot is through. Bryson Denson makes both free throws. Now he's got 10 from the line. Sonoraville across the timeline. Page has got it.
Kind of ran into his own guy there.
And he traveled.
It did help his own guy, ran into him. That's just a tough little situation to get out of when you got defenders on your hip. But nonetheless, it's a turnover.
Indeed it is, and John Mason is set to inbound the ball here for the Blue Devils here in just a couple of moments with 6:11 left to go in the contest. 51-16 is your score. Blue Devils on top. We mentioned that Brent Mashburn, Sonoraville's AD and head boys coach, played college basketball with Coach Jacob Travis at Reinhardt. More interesting facts on the association between some of the model folks and Sonoraville here in just a couple of moments. But right now, Grady Hickman's got the ball. They get it to Chaden Woodley. Woodley goes towards the low block, feeds it back out to Hickman, who drives baseline. Back to Woodley. Quick floater there from him, and he scores. Woodley with 20 points. Bounce pass at the free throw line. Sonoraville works inside. And what do we got here? I think it was just out of bounds on the Blue Devils. And so Sonoraville, Tourette is ready to inbound the ball here for the Phoenix. They kick it out, inbound, 3 attempt is through. That is Coates knocking one down after the inbound pass.
His brother, I believe that should be Braxton Coates, who played last year. Braxton Coates, who plays at Reinhardt now, is actually their valedictorian. This is his brother. This is a little bit of a rabbit hole. He set the Sonoraville three-point record, so there's a big shooting in that family. There's a big shooting prowess in that family. And so this is a different Sonoraville roster. Last year they had Elijah Woods, Evan Johnson. So this team's really young, and we look at the roster. Chaz Pate's a senior.
Missed free throw, by the way. Second one coming up. John Mason at the stripe, puts up the shot, and it is 3. So he knocks one of the pair down. And so we get ready for Sonoraville to inbound the basketball. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I just want to let them know.
But yeah, this Sonoraville team's really young. So as we go throughout the course of the season, it'll be good to see them grow up and have some senior leadership with only 3 seniors here on this roster.
Broom's got the ball, now feeds it back between the circles. Coates has got it, that you've been talking about a little bit there, some of the family history. Broom with the basketball, surveys the floor, heaves it to the right wing side. Drives towards the baseline, does Coates, feeds it inside, spins around, puts it up, nice move, couldn't get the finish. John Mason there to get the rebound for the Blue Devils. Bryson Denson across the timeline to Mason, left wing side to Woodley, up top to Hickman. Now on to Denson, he'll drive. Nearly lost the handle, sends it back out. Good ball movement from the Blue Devils. Here's Denson on it with it from the left wing corner. Back up top to Woodley, he'll drive, feeds it underneath to Harrell, post up, shoots and scores. Wow. What a sequence.
Just a good find there, and Harrell's a good piece off the bench, and right now he leads this model team in charges, and we've seen guys from model lead this team in charges like Colby Couch, Joey Samples, so these bigs are really good at drawing charges.
Shot on the way and then through there from Beatty Tourette. I believe that's how you say his name. Denson across the timeline, feeds it left wing side. They go up top to John Mason. Now to Hickman, right wing to Denson, lobs it underneath, trying to get it in the hands of Harrell. It is stripped away. Good defense there by Shipley. Broom has got it, goes across the timeline. Blue Devils wanted to travel there from Sonoraville, didn't get it. Fires the three, and that one's off the mark. Rebound going to be taken by Sonoraville, so perhaps another look. Behind the back, he goes, tries to scoop, and it is in. What a move right there, Grayson. Wow.
Good little acrobatic shot just to get it, get a little bit under the defense, and at that point, you're probably going to end up drawing a foul if there's any contact, so just a good finish there.
Denson for three, and that one is through. Nothing but net there for Bryson Denson.
Great screen, and we see that action from Model all the time. They put the big up the top, and then the guy will set a screen, and then a lot of the times it's a wide open three if you don't guard it correctly, so good call there from Coach Travis.
Broom tried to go in the lane. The ball was stripped, but knocked out of bounds by Model. Substitutions coming in. You got Brenton Bell and Justin Finley checking in for Bryson Denson. And also it looks like John Mason and Chatham Willie will take a seat. So Zach Nichols is also into the game. They pass it towards the right wing. Sonoraville with the basketball. Worley, who's been most of their offense tonight, had the ball momentarily. Gave it off to Hood. Hood with it up top, back to Worley. Worley going to go to work inside, drives towards the baseline, spins around, makes the basket, but it's after a travel, so that won't count. Right now, Model in this game trying to extend their win streak to 5. They have won every game since their loss in the championship game of the Christmas tournament. There's Harrell after a nice feed and the finish. What a nice pass that was for the Blue Devils. 2:35 left to go in the third quarter. I would imagine if the score holds how it is, we'll have a shortened fourth quarter. And kind of hacked at the ball handler there, so we're going to see free throws. So Beatty, Tourette is going to be at the free throw line here with a couple of shots coming up for that young man. First shot on the way is through. He gets ready for a second free throw. One more coming up for Beatty. Shot on the way, and it is also through. He makes 2 in a row. Sonoraville they've not been to the free throw line a lot tonight. Model, on the other hand, has. Here's Nichols, shakes off the defender, feeds it up top. There's Hickman for 3, leaves that one a little bit short. Rebound's going to be picked up by Porch for Sonoraville. And here's a 3 on the other end, high off the rim. It won't go, but a rebound goes to Sonoraville. They may get another look, little runner, and it rattles through for Porch, and he's got an opportunity for a 3-point play.
That was a good finish through contact. Good left-hand finish, just getting it right up over there through the foul. Good finish through contact there by Porch.
So again, Porch at the free throw line after the finish and has an opportunity to convert a 3-point play here. Shot on the way, and that one's off the back of the rim. Model's last game was a victory over Pepperell. They won that game 69-29 earlier in the week. That was on Tuesday. Here's Brenton Bell, and they've been dominant every quarter of basketball this week. Justin Finley now up top to Brenton Bell, to the right wing side to Nichols. Back up top to Hickman. Backing up, resetting the offense is going to be Finley. He dribbles across the logo at midcourt. Now around a screen from Harrell. Now going to go to work inside. Here's Finley. Heaves it outside to Nichols. He goes into the lane. And now outside to Harrell. Shoots the 3 and banks it in right at the buzzer. Wow.
And the bank's close at this time, but that was corny. But good 3 there off the side of off the backboard, and just able to get that in.
Worley hits a 3 on the other end of the floor. That cuts it back to a 34-point game, 64-30 Model on top. Nichols to Finley, to the left wing side to Brenton Bell. Now back around to Hickman. And the ball stolen away. Worley's got it, trying to get a transition bucket. It's poked out of bounds by Hickman, who got back quick on defense.
That was a good little poke out there on Worley. Not fouling, just trying to get the ball poked out. A lot of times in that situation, if he's wide open, you want to give up a foul, just bring a free bucket, but good poke away there.
Bounce pass on the inside. They kick it out. There's the 3 ball. That one's off the mark. Rebound picked up by Nichols. Nichols going to fire to the near side to Brenton Bell. Pass is picked off as he was trying to get it underneath to Bryson Buck. Shot off the glass and through. That was Worley again, who's having a big night tonight.
They got a charge.
Oh, they did. Well, let's scratch that out of the scorebook. Offensive foul instead.
Oh, what?
What's the deal?
He's
going. Okay.
She signaled charge, and then I don't know. That's kind of wonky, but nevertheless, good shot there from Worley, up and over Zach Nichols.
So after a lot of adventure there, it looks like the basket does count, and he's got a 3-point opportunity, which he will not convert, and the rebound goes to Nichols after the missed free throw. That was interesting. They go to left wing side to Brenton Bell, back up top to Hickman. Now on to Nichols, on to the right wing side to Finley. Finley going to drive towards the lane and tries to get it to the rim with a little bit of English. It won't fall. Here's Brenton Bell, and he kind of hesitated on the shot. Started to shoot, and then he shuffled his feet as he started to move and turned it over. So, yeah, kind of picked up.
Yeah, he kind of dragged it. That's a good call there by the official.
So across the timeline goes Beatty Tourette. Dribbles off towards the left wing side, dribbles between his leg, goes up top to Worley, who nearly got slipped up. Puts up the 3-point shot, misses. Battle for the rebound, turnaround, block shot there by the Blue Devils, and the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. I think it's going to stay with Sonoraville here, but we'll see who last touched it. 3.3 seconds left here in the third frame of this basketball game. It's just after 10 o'clock. They're going to feed it out. There is a long-range 3 there by Worley. Misses the shot, and that is the end of the third quarter. And Model is going to lead it going into the final frame by a score of 64-32. We'll send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back for the final 6 minutes. It will be a shortened fourth quarter after a 1-minute break.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Instant Replay is brought to you by Smith & Wood Wealth Management. We also thank Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Shannon Pharmacy, WC Timber, Snodgrass and Robinson Plastic Surgery Specialists, Advent Health Redmond, The Herb Shop on Broad, Dogwood Books, and Duffy's Deli. Please support the businesses that support us.
Cochran at the free throw line here for Sonoraville as we come out of the break. He misses the first free throw of the pair. We'll get ready for a second here in just a couple of moments. So he has an opportunity to get in the stat sheet here late in this ball game. We got 5:50 left of the fourth quarter. He knocks down the second free throw and gets his first point of the game. Pass to the right wing side to Nichols. Now they're going to work it around the horn, trying to get it to that left wing side. Now go back up top to Nichols. On the floor now is Matt Johnson here for the Blue Devils. So all subs in the game, shot off the glass and through. It's the first bucket for Brenton Bell of the game. Here come the Phoenix into the paint. Little scoop shot, misses. Rebound battled for, and ball still loose on the floor. It looks like a scrum in a rugby game there for a minute there, Grayson.
Yeah, certainly did, and looks like I guess Model gets the ball back. So we'll see the Model Blue Devils back on offense.
So Matt Johnson to feed it in, the sophomore. He's going to get it into Brenton Bell, who's going to bring it up the floor here for the Blue Devils. He goes off towards the right wing side to Rhett in traffic. Finley, Johnson up top to Nichols. Nichols on to Brenton Bell to the right wing side to Justin Finley. Finley dribbles back between the circles around a screen. It's going to be set by Buck. Here's Nichols for three off the back of the rim. It won't fall. The rebound's going to be picked up by Sonoraville. That's Cochran, the junior. And now Sonoraville goes towards the lane. Cochran going to go in strong, puts it up, goes off the side of the rim. Bryson Buck gets the rebound. Here comes Finley underneath. Nice move towards the bucket and finish for Finley.
Just an aggressive drive there, down the sideline and baseline. Going up near the left, going down with the right. So it's a good finish there for Finley.
Here's a long two, misses the shot, rebound batted for, and one there by Brenton Bell. Across the timeline go the Blue Devils. Now they're going to work it to the left wing side. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow, man?
Sleep. And watch
college basketball all day. Here's Brenton Bell with the shot. That'll be a missed three opportunity there for the Blue Devils, just off the mark. And we're down almost to the final 4 minutes of this contest. We're going to have a whistle and a foul. Of course, I'll probably watch some of the Georgia Tech Miami game, may listen to some of that on the radio, but then at 2 o'clock we're going to have Duke and SMU. I'm pretty high on this SMU team this year.
Some other good games we got on, just taking a look. You got Georgia, South Carolina, should be a decent one. Tennessee at Florida. Florida's knocked off Georgia. So there's some good games on.
Ball stolen away. Here's Nichols with the layup, and he makes it. Good job there by Nichols getting the transition bucket there for the Blue Devils, who are now up 70-33. We mentioned to you they were averaging close to 72 points a game. They're going to get that and then some tonight. Here's a long three attempt by Sonoraville, a missed shot. Rebound is going to be picked up by Buck. Feeds it to Brenton Bell. Outlet pass underneath to Johnson. Puts it up, hangs on the rim, and through. What a sequence for the Blue Devils.
What a pass there from Brenton Bell. And he was a backup quarterback this year for the Blue Devils. What a pass there from Bell.
Super nice feed. And here's Sonoraville with the basketball. Going to go to work, does Hood. No, that wasn't Hood. That was actually Smith. Into the paint they go. Put up the shot, missed. Buck gets another board there for the Blue Devils. Johnson with it on the right wing side. Sends it inside to Brenton Bell. He'll spin around, kick it out. Good ball movement from the Blue Devils. Now back to Bell, on to Johnson. Nichols on the right wing side. Up top to Finley. He'll back up, reset the offense for the Blue Devils with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Finley tries to scoop it in. Misses the shot, but Justin is going to the free throw line. So 2 shots coming up here for Finley. Not nearly as many free throw attempts here in the second half for the Blue Devils as we saw in the first half. We saw 23 attempts in the first half. That's a miss, by the way, by Justin Finley. And here in the second half, so far we've seen, well, this will be the 6th. So one more coming up here for Finley. This is only his second attempt from the charity stripe in the game. And the second one will go off the back of the rim, but the rebound goes to Johnson. Here's Nichols for 3. It goes in and out. Man, I don't know how that one didn't go in. Rim not kind there. Sonoraville with the basketball, trailing 72-33. Now they'll work towards the free throw line. Spins around. The defense did a great job of keeping him out in front of him and making things really difficult here. I mean, you've got all subs in the game for Model, and
all gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. Their defense has been awesome.
Sure, and that's one of the hallmarks of these Coach Travis coach teams. They're always going to be tough-nosed, always going to have grit. So you look at this team, they're excellent defensively, and they score a lot of points. So they're a tough team to face on any given night, no matter who you are.
That is true. There's Nichols. They're going to feed it around to Hickman. Now back out to Nichols. Tries a 3, misses the shot. Rebound picked up by Hickman. Great effort going to get that ball. Misses the shot, and the rebound is going to go to Sonoraville. Cochran. So Sonoraville comes back the other way. They're going to go into the lane. The shot is going to be blocked. Buck got a piece of that one. And here's the lob underneath. Johnson one-on-one underneath, gets hacked. And that is actually going to be a block. Here's Nichols for three, and that one's off the mark by just a hair. Rebound's going to be picked up by Sonoraville, and they will bring it back the other way. Going to pass it to the near side. Sampson's got it. Works off the left wing side. They're going to go back up top. Dribbling with it is Cochran. Now they go inside. Shot is blocked. Another one for Buck. Finley's got it. Outlet pass. Gets it to Johnson. Nice feed, and shot is through. Whoa.
I thought that was going to go a little bit behind him, but nice adjustment there from Johnson to come back to the ball like a receiver. Just a really great pass there and great finish.
We're under the 1 minute mark now. 48 seconds left to go in the contest. Sonoraville's got it. Brief wrap-up show at the end of the night. Ball poked free, goes out of bounds. It's coming back to the Blue Devils. Finley will tie his shoe before we resume. And we get ready for Matt Johnson to inbound the ball here for the Blue Devils. Feeds it into Finley. 40 seconds. They can eat most of the rest of the clock if they desire to here with this possession. Here's Finley, spins around, puts it up, little floater, bounces high off the rim and through. 76-33, Model on top, 23 seconds left to go. Across the timeline goes Carden Sampson, bounce pass underneath. I got a couple of players who aren't on my roster that are on the floor for Sonoraville, so I apologize for not getting those young men's names into the game. Heave over to left wing side, driving in, puts up the shot, and that's off the side of the rim. Ball ricochets off a couple of players. It stays with Sonoraville, and that is the end of the ball game. Model's going to win it by a final score of 76-33 over Sonoraville and pick up the win in the nightcap. We'll send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back, run down the scoring from the nightcap real quick, and bid you adieu. But you're listening to live coverage of Model basketball on WLAQ and also the live stream Northwest Georgia Media. We're back in 3.
They call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride, and another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
we welcome you back into Woodard Gymnasium one last time for this week, but it was a successful evening for the Model Blue Devils boys basketball team as they picked up a 76-33 victory over Sonoraville in the nightcap. We're going to run down the scoring real quick, and then we're going to get out of here and hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. But we're going to start with the Sonoraville Phoenix. They pick up 3 points from Braden Coates. They would have 2 points from Jacob Hood, 4 for Owen Shipley, 6 for Beatty Tourette, 1 point for Ethan Cochran, 2 points for Sam Porch. Their leading scorer tonight with 15 points was Clay Worley. Then meanwhile for the Model Blue Devils, who picked up a whopping 76-33 victory, they would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys that got in the scoring totals tonight. 3 points from John Mason, 2 points for Zach Nichols, 4 for Justin Finley, 2 for Brenton Bell, 3 points for Bryson Bell. Then you had 6 points for Dominic Fraley, 4 points for Matt Johnson, 9 points for Tyler Harrell, and then 2 players in double digits with 20 points, Chaden Woodley, and then 21 points for Bryson Denson. So hopefully all of that totals up to Model 76. But a successful night once again for the Model Blue Devils. Their record moves overall 12-1, and they remain 4-0 in region play and extend their win streak to 5 wins. Meanwhile, Sonoraville falls to 5-11, and their streak of losses extends to 2. So that's going to put a wrap on our broadcast tonight, but do want to take this opportunity as we wind down to recognize the crew one more time. Caleb Bice, and also you've got Clay Hardiker on midcourt cameras, PTZ and scoreboards Thomas Patterson. Then you've got replay Nathan Patterson tonight. Mike Garrett is the director, and Lynn Butler back at the studio. And I want to take a special opportunity here to thank my buddy here, Grayson Atkins, who was an intern for WLAQ last year, graduated from Model High School this past year, and is a freshman at Sanford. Man, it's been great to catch up with you during the break. Yeah. And I want to wish you the best of luck in your last semester of your freshman year at Sanford starting next week.
Yeah, and it's been a great first semester. I'm kind of ready to get back to it. You know, nothing against Rome. I've been kind of bored out of my mind a little bit. Hey, I think we were talking about it earlier, but you know, kind of not much for a guy like me to do in Rome, just because I get bored very easily. Sitting at home isn't exactly my tango, other than going to the gym or whatnot. But
hanging out with us at the radio station in the morning sun and being at basketball games. So.
And getting to hear Ian's take on college football and Jeff, maybe he was right about Oregon all along. They're kind of getting their tails whooped. But nevertheless, it's been a fun broadcast, been a fun Christmas break hanging out with y'all, being back in Rome, and ready to get back to it.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for being here, and for you, the listener out there, we appreciate you tuning in tonight, and we'll check in with you next week as both Models teams host Temple coming up on Tuesday. That will be the evening of the next broadcast. So with that said, I'm Matt Davis for Grayson Atkins and the rest of the crew. We're going to send it back to the studio. We got some Westwood One Sports, Georgia Tech basketball for you tomorrow at noon, 11:30 for the pregame for that. And until next Tuesday, we'll bid you adieu. So long, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend.